I am Dr. Nkosi, and I have a quick thought for you. I hope this doesn't take too long, but I basically started a riot on Facebook sharing my opinion about the Eboni K. Williams and Ayala Van Zant and the bus driver situation. Okay, so yeah, I have some very strong views on it. Welcome. I want to say welcome to everybody, and I'm glad to have you in this space. I come to you in peace and love. All right, and but the question that I have for you has to do with your thinking. I want to challenge your thinking for a moment. Number one, if you think that the bus driver's lifestyle is compatible with the lifestyle of a multimillionaire, pretty much celebrity, or someone that's on their way to celebrity, okay, then you're thinking like a teenager. And your view of relationships is very, very simplistic. And we don't live in a simple world. We live in a very complex world. And relationships are complex, okay? Why? Because we're complex individuals. And so I wanted to challenge your thinking on that. The world of the bus driver, and there are many honorable, let me get this out the way, intelligent and worthy bus drivers, and we love our I guess, blue collar workers. We love our blue collar workers. And let me just say from the rip, would I date a blue collar worker? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have. And let me just get this out the way about myself. Okay, I am not looking for a husband. I'm out of that category. All right, I am in my fabulous 50s and I've lived a lot of life. And no, I'm not looking for a husband. I have a boo, and and he is a professional, and we are highly compatible. And I think what Miss Eboni K. Williams was really conveying or attempting to convey, even though it was misconstrued, but I think that was intentional. She was attempting to convey the idea that compatibility is everything. She wants equal give and take. And I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. She is a multimillionaire. If you think by any stretch of the imagination that a multimillionaire's world is anything similar to a bus driver's world, you are delusional. You're living in a delusional state. Maybe you haven't been exposed to wealthy people. Miss Eboni K. Williams is in the top 1% earners in the country. Do you know what that means? Okay, that means that she has someone that cleans her house. She doesn't clean her house. She can have a chef in anytime. She can have people cook for her. Clean for her. She has private assistants. She has assistants that work for her professionally. She's on a number of different media platforms. She's invited to private parties. She has, I'm sure, all kinds of exclusive events and elite memberships. She doesn't want to go in the backyard and have two Coronas and some chicken wings. This is somebody who can get on a plane and have lunch in Paris and go to the Hermes store and buy a $10,000 bag. Okay, that's not the same world as a bus driver. So all these men that feel so offended, all right, you wouldn't even want that lifestyle, because how long do you really think you could be in a relationship like that before you become very, very resentful and very, very frustrated in a situation like that? So she has a right, Miss Eboni K. Williams, just like any black man who says, I prefer to date in a whole nother race. A lot of wealthy black men do that. You don't see us falling all out. I mean, we may not, we may feel some type of way, some people, but as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't affect me. So if it doesn't affect me, then I don't feel less, okay, because a black man has preferences. I don't feel less because black men are very verbal, and they don't have any problem expressing the fact that, they might feel high value. And they feel, well, I don't want, a woman that's over 35 or over 40. I don't date women in their 50s. Okay. That doesn't affect me. I'm not the pick me girl. I'm not looking for a husband. Okay, I've had two husbands, and they're very awesome, awesome men. I'm not complaining about anybody. Love both of them dearly. But I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. Saying, oh, I want to be pick me. I'm looking for a husband. No, 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 no. So don't try to play me like that. So what I'm saying is that Black men are never dragged for having preferences, but here we have dragged this powerful, beautiful, intelligent, intellectual Black woman who's an attorney and who's had many, many accomplishments in her young life. And instead of celebrating her, I heard very few men on that we were commented back and forth on my page. Very few men complimented her. Maybe one or two. But she is powerful. She is somebody. I was listening to her rationale. She's all about ownership. She's all about moving the Black community forward, economically strengthening our economic status. She talked about Indians being on the top of the economic pyramid, as it were, in the United States, and Blacks being on the bottom. And the way that people all over the world for centuries have viewed marriage as a primary way, or coupling is a primary way that you build wealth in a family. And so, in other countries, even in some countries to this day, they still pick mates for their children, because it's viewed as a merger, as a financial merger, almost like two corporations coming together. All right, but in the Black community, we've been so traumatized and so attacked and so dehumanized and demoralized, and that's understandable. We all have that trauma from the long-term experience in the United States. So we all have sort of like a post-traumatic slave. There's a psychologist that calls it post-traumatic slave disorder. And there's some trauma that we have. And because of that woundedness, we want, number one, we want to think that all of us are equal. We're all the same. We've all had the same experience from slavery, and we're all the same. That's number one, but that's not true. We're not all the same, because there are class divisions within the Black community, and nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that anybody driving a bus or a policeman or a teacher is any less than a big-time lawyer, politician, or business owner that's making multi-millions. I don't feel less. I've been a teacher for a long time. I don't feel less than. I don't feel bad because somebody don't want to pick me. What does that have to do with me? No, because my self-esteem and my sense of self-worth is intact. And because somebody say that they don't want to pick me, or I don't fit into their little delusional category, it doesn't mean that I'm less. I don't get an attitude. I don't feel bad because some Black wealthy gentleman decides that, okay, I just want to go to the Philippines and date Asian women. This whole class of Black men that decide that they don't even want to date Black women. The passport brothers, they want to get on planes and go into a whole other culture because they're really not looking for partners, they're looking for servants. Okay? So, but I'm not, but that has no effect on me. And I've noticed that online, because Miss Eboni K. Williams was asked by Dr. Ayala Penzan, she asked her, would you date a bus driver? And Miss Williams said, she thought about it for a minute. She said, well, if he owned the bus. She said, and she doubled down. She said, if he owned the bus. Yeah, if he owned the bus. And folks just had a fit. Black men had a fit. So why is it that the Black men can have preferences, but when a wealthy Black woman states her preference, all of a sudden, she's putting down the blue collar workers? And no, she didn't. She just said she wouldn't date. That's not her preference. Why? Because there's no compatibility there. When you choose a partner, you're choosing a lifestyle. You're choosing a lifestyle. And that is an issue that our community has. We don't teach our children to think more seriously about mates and partnering and choosing a father for our children. We don't talk to them about that. We don't help them to understand the importance of choosing someone who has potential, who has demonstrated potential, somebody who has a skill, somebody who has a credential, somebody who has some type of education, because you want to lift that family out of poverty. And that's one of the ways that it's done. When women marry up or men marry up, it's called hypergamy. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's something that's practiced all over the world. And there's no shame in that. So I want to know why, number one, why isn't Ebony K. Williams being celebrated for the intellectual powerhouse that she is? Because I heard her rationale. She's absolutely brilliant and she's absolutely right. And we just willy-nilly choosing partners. We don't have no standard. If he look a certain way, if I feel a certain way, and everybody online talking about, well, not everybody, but some people talking about, well, love is all you need. No, it's not. Because love ain't gonna pay no bills. And love is love is not enough if somebody's being abused. No, love is not enough. Love is not enough if somebody messes up money all the time. It's frustrating. Love is not enough. Love is not enough if the lifestyles are incompatible. And that's what I see with a multimillionaire who's got maids and cooks and assistants and accountants and I'm sure handlers and bosses that they have to report to in different cities and travel agendas. And for vacation, they're going to get on a plane and they're going to fly to the Maldives or to Dubai or something. How long do you think that bus driver is going to be in that connection before he is going to resent the fact that he can't pay for anything? And I don't care if he's making $13 an hour or if he's making one up to $100,000 an hour. It is not a compatible lifestyle with someone who is a multimillionaire. And yes, in an ideal world, yes, that can work. A small percentage of the time that can work, but we live in a complex world. And there's no way that moving from a bus driver's circle into the circle of someone who really is a celebrity, an upcoming celebrity. Some of y'all just putting her down, putting this woman down when we should be celebrating her. So Ebony K. Williams, I want to celebrate you, and I want to say, I hear you, I see you, I honor the light in you. Namaste, and you're a powerhouse, and I don't want you to back down for anybody. Stand 10 toes down. Let folks know, that you represent something really powerful for us in helping young women and women in period to see that they need to think more seriously about their choices. And I was thinking about some of the comments that were made on my page were so offensive and unenlightening, like Neanderthal and cavemen, and they were saying just crazy stuff. One gentleman said, well, she don't act like a black woman. She acts like a white girl to me. And I was like, what? And I said, and that's when I realized, I said, I got the wrong people following me, because either you intentionally don't want to get it, or you just rode the short bus to elementary school, something, I don't know, or somebody dropped you on your head. Because since when is intellectualism and expressiveness and the ability to think through complex matters, think on higher levels, and to assert yourself. Since when, and to be highly educated, is that associated with whiteness and not blackness? Like, where you been under a rock? Like, where what experiences have you had that would lead you to that kind of thinking? And so, it's a real problem. So number one, we need to acknowledge that there are class divisions within our community. All of us are not the same. We're not a monolith. We don't all vote the same. We don't all think the same. Our education divides us. Our background divides us. Everybody black didn't grow up poor. They're black folks that are highly educated. They're black folks that are world travelers, that are world-class travelers. Okay, they're black folks that had a lot of elite experiences. So yes, that separates you from someone who has not had those experiences. I'm sorry. And that shouldn't hurt anybody's feeling. It doesn't mean that a bus driver or a blue collar worker is any less of a human being. It doesn't mean they're any less intelligent. Because a piece of paper it does not speak of intelligence. It doesn't mean they're less interesting. It doesn't mean they're less worthy. It doesn't mean that they're not honorable, intelligent individuals that are worthy of great partners and great mates. It just means that we are all living in different worlds. That's what that means. And you want to choose a partner based on compatibility, compatibility and lifestyle. And if you're going for the lifestyle, then you need to go for a lifestyle that makes you comfortable. Okay. And so my thing is, if this woman is speaking, okay, about herself, she's not even considering you. You know why? Because she don't even know you. So why are you so offended? Why are you so offended? Because we carry this psychic wounding from years and years and years of oppression, put downs, attacks on our self-esteem, attacks on our humanity, attacks on our self-worth, and black men have been a target. And black men have suffered up under the mental strain and the mental stress of living and working and attempting to thrive in a society and a culture, okay, that's hell-bent on destroying you. And so black men have open wounds, and black women as well have open wounds. And so any perceived attack, okay, is internalized. And instead of turning the anger on themselves, I think a lot of times, sometimes the anger is turned inward, and it's other times the anger is turned on black women. And black women get dragged for excellence. You know why? Because I think Eboni K. Williams reminds many black men of their mediocrity and reminds many black men of what they are not. And I think the collective black women, because we outnumber them in terms of degrees, in terms of degree attainment. A lot of times we outnumber them in a lot of ways. And so, not that it's competition, because it's not. But I think, because I'm wondering, like, where's all this anger and vitriol and hostility comes from? Because this beautiful, intelligent woman says, I just would not date a bus driver. She was just being honest, because she advocates ownership. She advocates entrepreneurialism. She advocates going out and demonstrating excellence. This is a lady who worked her butt off, 4 years of college, and then took the LSATs, jumped into law school, worked her butt off, graduated, started her law practice or what have you, and went out there and she did the damn thing. While half the men her age, black men her age, were probably somewhere, not paying attention, acting a damn fool, getting high somewhere. It's true. She made a lot of good points. And now you want to shame her because she has so many achievements that she owns, her own. She controls her own life, and she can call the shot. She's a shot caller. That's what she is. And that angers you. And it angers you because it makes you feel less than. It's like looking in the mirror and you looking at yourself saying, I haven't achieved that. So you angry now. Okay, and she ain't even talking about you because she don't even know you. All right, but there's a mirror that's been held up, and I think black men are it's not just black men, but just men sometimes are so egotistical. All right, we are so egotistical to think that a bus driver's world would be perfectly matched with the world of a multi-millionaire. If you think that, you are delusional. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the raw truth. This is a reality check right here. Okay? Because all the hostility and everything is ridiculous. What you should have said was, okay, well, that's her choice. She's a multi-millionaire. I'm not. And all these dusty, raggedy ass ninjas, were acting like, oh, who she think she is? Blah, blah, blah. She ain't nobody. I don't even know what you was. Blah, blah, blah. Just ignorance. And I'm like, wow, she really struck a nerve. Now, Ayanna Van Zandt, okay, let's talk about her for a minute. Her history, her choice of partners has been a little suspect, She has had poor judgment. Her choice of partners and her relationship history has not been fantastic. All right, and it's not been nothing to write home about. Okay, and so because I read some of her books back in the 90s too. And some of the relationships or whatever that she described were a little sketchy. Let's just say what it is. She was, she was on public assistance for a while. Yeah, she might be an attorney or might have an attorney's credentials, but her life has not been a trajectory. She's had an up and down, zigzag, you know, all the way level to the ground. Jump back up and try it again type of existence, and no shade. We've all had that. I've had those experiences. No shade. Okay. I am saying that she is a remarkable spiritual woman. But on this one, Dr. Van Zandt, you got this one wrong. Because the question was unfair. It was an unfair question because you are asking this dynamic, powerful, brilliant woman to shrink herself, okay, into a package that the male, so that she would be palatable for a male who hasn't had half her education, half her experience, half her life's experience, who really does not fit in her world. Okay, and so I think it's so unfair that you even asked that question, and the fact that you asked that question is so out of touch with reality, Dr. Van Zandt. It's totally out of touch with reality. Love is not enough. No, love is not enough. It's just not. It's love plus admiration and respect, financial stability, equal give and take. Why would she want somebody that all they could do is just be there for her? And the last thing I'm gonna say is this: a gentleman on my page pointed this out. He made statements. I'm paraphrasing. It's not exactly what he said, but something similar. Is that men have the psychic need to provide. Women have the psychic need for stability, for relationship stability as well as financial stability. Now, if you're a female multimillionaire, then I don't need you to provide, okay? But I need you for some type of stability, all right? But the problem is that as a man, the man married to the multimillionaire woman has the psychic need to provide. Now, if he cannot provide and cannot compete with what his partner is providing, how long do you think that's going to work before he begins to resent being in that position? How long do you think he is going to resent? And I'm not saying it would never work, but I'm saying that she has a right to say, you know what? I'm talking about Miss Eboni K. Williams has a right to say, I'll pass on that. And then the whole idea about her dating outside of her race, that's personal choice. And I don't know where these arrogant ass ninjas get off online saying, telling other people that you can't date outside of your race and a Black woman shouldn't be doing that. She ain't really about Blackness. Well, what I say about this is, number one, that's her personal choice. It's none of your business, okay? That's number one. Number two, you will never be Black enough. Here, this woman has a whole plan and has studied Black economics and has studied the Black community and has strategies and everything just ready to go to help support Black people along our financial and relationship journey. This girl got strategies, okay? She's very bright. And, but now, for you to be putting her down and trying to keep her in a box and keep her in a prison, of sorts, trying to tell her that, that she's not really like you're telling her she's not Black enough. And saying, well, she uses the buzzwords, the Black community and this and that, but really trying to say she ain't, well, you'll never be Black enough. This is the best advice I can give anybody. You'll never be Black enough. Because they'll always want blood. They'll always want something else, okay? And men have preferences. They don't like weed, and they damn sure don't like blonde weed. and they don't like, too much makeup or made up. They don't like, women over 35. They don't like women that are overweight. They don't like women that do this. They don't like women that do that. They got all these different preferences. They don't even, a whole bunch of them don't even like black women. And the people who run those dating sites say that a lot of black men, when they sign up, they say, I don't want to meet black women. They want Asian women, exotic women, white women, all that. Okay, and then y'all drag us because we're not good enough. So basically, they said that black women are not good enough. Period. They're saying black women are good enough. Period. I don't see none of y'all hollering about that. All right. So when a powerful black woman does it, all of a sudden it's a problem. So all I am saying is, okay, that I applaud this sister. Thank you. You're teaching us. You're teaching us something. Every young girl, you need to write. Well, you did write a book. We're gonna get that book and we're gonna read it. But also, yeah, everybody needs to get her book. She is pretty brilliant. I was very impressed. I really listened to her. And then people say, well, she was had a lot of masculine energy. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She had a lot of masculine energy, but all of us have masculine and feminine energy. It's just learning how to balance those two energies. She really did. She was talking on top of DJ Envy, and he had every right to just back her up a little bit. And he said, "No, you talked for 22 minutes, and I'm trying to get in. We had invited you here to speak, but damn, can I get So I get that, and yes, that's something she even admitted in an interview with Dr. Van Zandt that she's working on. So she was being vulnerable. She was really trying to get answers for herself, but I don't think she should lose herself because of that. I just think it's just something she needs to be aware of, particularly when she's talking to men. There's a way to talk to a man. There's a way to communicate with a man, so that, it doesn't escalate into an unpleasant situation or a situation where you have to dominate. But that's a part of being an alpha female. And that's something that she probably needs to work on, understanding what it means to be an alpha female. But the masculine energy that she operates in, the dominance that she operates in, because she just controlled the room, she controlled the conversation in the Breakfast Club interview. But that dominance is what has made her successful and what has made her so powerful. Now she has to learn how to balance the energy, particularly when she's dealing with men. All right, and that could be one of the reasons why relationships have been so difficult. I have some female friends that are alpha females, and they struggle in the area of communication and just relationships, period. They struggle in that area. They really do. I had a girlfriend that she is an alpha female, and I remember we used to hang out all the time. And I remember one time we were out at this lounge, and we were sitting at the bar. She's sitting right next to me, so her phone rings. It's her boo. She picks up the phone, and they're having a conversation. So I go on talking to everybody else. Sitting at this little lounge bar, and we just chit chatting. It's just a great evening. Next thing I know, I hear she has a phone up to her mouth like this, and she is screaming in the phone at this at the bar. And I was like. And after I let her finish, and I was just looking at her, and she got the phone, and I said, that's not, because I heard what she was saying. I said, you can't talk to a man like that. I said, that is too much. I said, it's too rough. It's too masculine. It just, you can't do that. That's not cool. There's a way to get across your point without, and so I'm saying, I understand that alpha female situation. That's something she has to work on. But I will still defend this woman's right to have a preference. And whoever don't like it, oh well. She gonna talking to you and she don't even know you. Okay? So your ego is so big. You thought that woman was talking to you? You think she wanna come and be a part of your life? And you sitting somewhere making maybe $20, $25 an hour, maybe $30 an hour, even if you was making $100,000 a year, and you got three baby, what is it? Child support. You got child support for 3 different kids out there. And when the last time you even been on vacation? You can't even tell nobody in the last time you even been on vacation. You don't have a passport. It's like it's 2 different worlds, everybody. And that's okay. It doesn't make you less. It does not make you less. It does not make you less. Like I said, what I a day, yes, I have. I don't have a problem with that because I'm not a multimillionaire. Okay. But there were times in my life when, yes, I was in the 3% of income earners. I lived that life. Mommy lived that life. All right. So I know what it's about. I know what it's about. I've had the shopping trips to the Dubai shopping festival. I've been in some of the world's best hotels. I've traveled the world. I've done all that. I know I look young, but I've lived a lot of life. And I think the average person has no idea how people in the top 1% of income earners live. I don't think that they have no clue. You haven't lived that lifestyle, but yet your ego is so big and so distorted. Your lens is so distorted. You think that you are so much more than a black woman. The black woman is so devalued that you think somehow, okay, that what you got going on there with your, you know, $80,000, $100,000 salary is so awesome that a multi-millionaire celebrity female would be the slightest bit impressed or be the slightest bit interested. No. And you wouldn't even want to do it because you'd be too frustrated. So I just want to say that I've always supported black men. I've always uh, um, tried to understand and try to understand. Yes, there is, but I do think that there is a degree of black male fragility out there. And at any perceived threat, the first thing y'all want to do is get upset, start yelling, hollering, and screaming, and talking about, well, you a feminist, and, just ridiculous stuff. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. What do you mean? What do you mean a feminist? You mean do I believe that men and women are equal? Yeah. Do I believe that women should make the same salary of men as a man for the same job? Yeah. Do I believe that a woman should be able to open up her own business and her own bank account without signature from her husband? Yes. Do I believe that a woman has the right to say what happens to her body without a whole bunch of old male legislators telling her what to do with her body? Yes. Okay, so if that's what you mean, okay, do I believe that men and women are equally ranked spiritually, emotionally? They should have the same citizenship rights. Do I think that men and women are equal on all those different levels? Society, spiritually, emotionally, every other way? Yes, I do. Do I think that women are as smart as men? Yes, I do. Okay, so is that what you mean by being a feminist? Because if that's what you mean, then yes, but I've not been to no feminist meeting. I've not really read their literature like that. So I don't even know what when y'all want to attack a black woman, you say she's a feminist. Am I opposed to misogyny? Yes, I am. And there's a unique, special brand of hotep misogyny. That's out there. And that's why I had to fall back from those circles, because those circles are led by a lot of charlatans and fraudsters that are playing three-card Molly on the black community, like Dr. Umar Johnson, who had the nerve to crawl out from under the rock, to slither out from under the rock, to say something negative about Eboni K. Williams, when he is a thief and a crook and stole $1 million from the black community over a long period of time, and kept promising the school, well, yeah, he got a building, but it's not functional. He has no board. He has no real team of academic support. And y'all still following him. Y'all still believe in this con artist. And he had the nerve to try to check Eboni K. Williams. It's really sad. It's really sad. And y'all act like he's some type of authority. He's a hotep hustler, just like a lot of the rest of them. And so, My thing is, I'm me, and I don't worship at anybody's altar. I don't worship at man's altar. I don't worship at the black man's altar. I worship at the altar of Almighty God. And I'm not here to serve, to sacrifice myself or my needs. And that's what y'all are asking this woman to do. And that's what Dr. Ayana Van Zandt is asking this woman to do. Sacrifice your needs as a powerful black woman, okay, to the needs of, on the altar, I should say, of black male fragility. All right. Fragility is woundedness and damage. All right. And that woundedness and that damage is a result of life here in America. And all of us have bits and pieces of that psychic trauma. But what I see is that any perceived attack to a black man's manhood, because of their ego, they get wounded, their egos get bruised, they get egotistic, I guess, injury. They get injured. Anything that's perceived as an assault on their self-worth. Well, what she said and did was not an assault on the collective male self-worth. It wasn't an attack on your self-worth. It was her personal choice that ain't got shit to do with you. Okay, but yet you were so injured, okay, and fractured and shattered by what she said. It's just, they said a hit dog hollers. It just shows that, there's some psychic damage and woundedness there that really needs to be healed. Okay, it needs healing. And what happens is, because you have this wounding, you were triggered by what this woman said, and you took it personally. You internalized it, like she called your name and said, you blah blah blah, you so and so, and she wasn't talking to you at all. It was just a question that was asked, and she was just responding, and you all took it as though, oh, I'm not good enough, and so it made you feel less, even though you are not less. Okay, so that shows that, we got some healing to do in this community. And then the vitriol and the backlash and the pushback, on black women that just attempted to support her, and just who attempted to, who to speak up for her, because I felt she was getting dragged. I felt it was unfair, and I felt the question was unfair. And I wish Dr. Ayana Van Zandt would really do some self-reflection. Why does this powerful woman have to shrink herself into a bus driver's life and lifestyle? It won't even be interesting to her. She'd be bored to death. They couldn't, capture her imagination. Intellectually, probably would be. It's just two different worlds. Why would you demand that of her? Because we have this pecking order that we all have to worship on the altar of the black male ego. And there are a lot of black women don't feel that they have to do that. And so I just wanted to address those issues, and I tried to do it as kindly as possible. But it's irritating. It's irritating when black men take out their woundedness on black women, and they continue to drag us in through the media, and they continue to just berate us. And there are not enough black men that are strong enough and powerful enough to really speak up for us and really protect us, in these social media streets. And so I felt I had to give my point of view and say to Eboni K. Williams, I support you. Do what you do. You should be out here speaking and having conferences and teaching young women, all right, how to value themselves, and teaching about black male fragility and the distorted masculine, the wounded masculine, and the wounded feminine as well, and helping to have black women seek after the quality of life that will please them and that's right for them. Okay, because every that the bus driver lifestyle may not be right for everybody. It may not be deeply satisfying emotionally or intellectually. It may not be satisfying for everybody. So it's just a thought. So I just wanted to share, and I pray that you've gotten some insight or been enlightened. But yeah, I basically started a riot on Facebook. I basically was like, oh, so black men can have preferences, but black women can't now? Since when? Because uh, Kevin, I hate black women Samuels spent a whole lot of time devaluing black women, telling them you're not smart enough, you're not educated enough, you're not pretty enough. What size are you? How many kids you have? How old are you? Just tearing us down. For the past 5, 6 years, just tearing us down. Tearing us down. If you're over 35, you're done. So nobody wants you. Go sit down somewhere. All right. And nobody defends us. Nobody supports black women. And then you'll have the nerve. Okay. The nerve. All right. Just like that Hotep hustler, Dr. I'm gonna build a school, Umar, him. The nerve to try and check. He called himself checking Ebony K. Williams because she decided to date out of her race. How many black men dating outside of their race? Is he checking them? I mean, she's free to do that. It has nothing to do with you. You're not the arbiter of blackness. So who are you? You're a con artist and a liar and a trickster and a Decepticon, and you stole over $1 million from the black community, and these dummies still want to hear what you have to say. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I just want to send light and love, and I know this has been heavy-handed. These are heavy topics, but somebody has to say it, and black women are not going to keep laying down or to be harmed and to be mistreated and to be mishandled, and we're not going to say anything. It's not fair. It's not fair. So I just want you to know, if nobody's telling you today that they love you, I want you to know that I love you. I hope everybody's okay. I had to do that drive-by, but I had to get that off my chest, okay? Light and love. Check me out if you would like relationship or spiritual counseling. I'll be glad to assist you via video conferencing. And so I am Dr. Nkosi. Check out my book series on Amazon. And light and love to everyone. And let me see if I can place the banner over here. Hold up. Here it is. So my book series, Spiritual Intelligence, is available on Amazon.com, and my email is there, nkosiwisdom@gmail.com. And check me out on social media, Kai Nkosi, and I'd be so glad to speak with you. Get in touch with me. Leave a comment. I know some of you probably mad at me, but oh well. Me and the ancestors will be unbothered over here. Okay? Love you much. Chat next time. Bye-bye.